always old enough to.
Yo, mom.
Still old enough to.
Yo, auntie.
I ain't touching your grandma though.
Hey, talking about no obligations to kids, yeah.
Oof.
I saw a couple of clips on online. I think it was either Instagram or Twitter, where you know that Judge Judy, but there's the black version. It's like a black judge, and they do like all of these domestic cases, like, oh, you are not the father. So there's these two cases that came up where the first one, well, both of them are the same case, but it's like different people. So the first one, obviously they went to get a DNA test, innit? And then it found out that the dad, well, the perceived dad, she was like, oh, Mr. Willis, you are not the father. And then the woman started celebrating. She's like, yeah. And then the judge started going in on the woman, saying, listen, like, why are you celebrating? You've basically lied to this child for how long of her life? You get me? You've made the guy think he's the dad, and he's developed like a relationship with this child. But it's nothing to be happy about, because the real dad, where is he? He's somewhere around the world doing whatever.
She was celebrating that.
She's celebrating that he's not the dad.
Was she celebrating? Was he like a bad dad or something?
No, bro, he was genuinely crying, like.
And she was celebrating that.
Yeah.
That never makes sense to me, you know, when I used to watch those old like Jerry Springer clips.
And then the judge was like, listen, like, why you said, like, you're celebrating that you're a single mum now? Like, what's there to be celebrating about?
Yeah.
But I think that maybe the guy did do something. I don't know. That's probably why they came to court in the first place.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't think he's done anything bad. Maybe he done something bad to the mum. Maybe cheated on her, I don't know, innit? But he hasn't, like, to his knowledge, the kid's his, because that's what you've told him and made him to believe. And obviously in America, most like Western countries, you're paying child support as well. Well, that's if you're no longer looking after the child and stuff. So maybe he's not living with the child, but he's developed a relationship. He might be paying child support to find out that I'm not the dad. That's mad. That's a mad, like, and I think that's like, I don't want to compare it to anything, because I think everything deserves its own platform, but that specific situation is like, you know, when they talk about, oh, like, you're trying to trap a man, but then on the basis of a lie as well. That's crazy.
My question is, did she know that it was always Higgy Hagger in the beginning? But she just never.
She would know.
Yeah,
well,
because
a woman would know, man. If you slept with more than one guy, you can never, at the same time period, and you become pregnant, you can't be 100% certain that is one guy or the other.
Yeah,
you have to do a test.
But then it's like, you know, like, I know it's a known fact that most women would normally just be like, which one best serves my child?
Yeah, but that's silly, isn't it?
It's crazy. It is crazy. I won't even front. That's crazy, because that's somebody else's livelihood. Like,
how can you make someone believe that they've got a child, and then a few years later, oh yeah, it's not, brother.
I think you gotta have consent with that, bro. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
You gotta have consent with that, because there's nothing wrong with somebody else raising another man's child, but is he aware of that? If he's not, oh, that's horrible. That's absolutely horrible, because then you actually really convinced this guy and the child that's I'm the dad.
Yeah, because now I'm thinking, like, if any man gets like a girl, like a woman pregnant, do you? And he asks for, well, she says she's pregnant, and he asks for a DNA test before he gets any investment in. Do you feel like the woman has a leg to stand on if she feels a type of way?
She kind of does, because it's her body, and that's one thing we can never take away.
No, we're not saying like we're not saying don't have the child. We're saying if you're gonna say that I'm the dad, you have to prove it, because now I'm gonna invest time, money, emotions into this child.
We poured in.
I want to know that it's my child, bro. I'm not doing this for just any child. You get me?
Yeah. You know what? It depends on how they met. I think context is definitely key, because if you're also going to be in a situation where she hasn't been your partner, and neither the only person you've been with in it, that's a wild question to ask. That's always going to be a wild question, because if this is your partner, this is the person that you spend.
No, facts. If she's your partner and you know this is an establishment, like this is a relationship, this is a marriage, whatever.
You and her
then
and you.
It is kind of wild. But
you said kind of.
No, it is kind of wild, but still,
I don't
knowing
know.
like with what like I'm just saying, because you never know. It could be a guy. Maybe he's like, you know what? I know homeboy down the road that happened to him. just for his own peace of mind.
That can make or break a relationship, you know.
But why should it?
Because I feel like a woman's integrity would always feel like, if I'm in question and I've been loyal to you, are you sick? You know what I mean? Like, they actually wonder themselves, like, who the fuck? Are you sleeping with anybody? You get me? Like, it just almost, that thought is so
open up a can of worms.
Honest to God, is unfathomable for them. They'll actually be like, no, you did not just ask me that. It's the kind of question they'll actually tell their parents, their family members, their friends, like, you know, you just asked me. Is that it could change everything? You get me?
No, I hear you. I agree. I think it can.
It's such a tight one.
If it's not in that type of establishment, it's like, listen, man, we don't owe each other nothing.
Yeah.
It's just something that, okay, there's a consequence now, isn't
it? Yeah.
Now I want to know whether I'm to share
100%. I generally think, it's just an uncommon question, but I don't think it's a tough one. I think men should ask that. Yeah,
I don't think if it's in that situation where you've had no obligation or there's no situation, no establishment between you two, then I don't think it's a hard question. I don't think it's an unfair question for the guy to ask as well.
The next thing is, though, it's like, it's down to the girl to take it, because it has to be a mutual thing, because you can't drag the girl and say,
facts.
We're getting DNA
tested. For sure.
And that's where there could be an issue down the line, because what I've always seen, obviously just seen in media and stuff like that, girls will be like, nah, fuck you. Like, I was here 6 months ago and I was only with you for free. I'm like, those calculations don't mean ish to me.
Exactly.
I
need hard facts, bro.
Yeah, like, as much as you probably feel like you've been emotionally kind of threatened, I ain't gonna lie to you, I hear you're upset about that question, but I need proof. Because if I'm gonna sign my name in a dotted line, lifetime, I'm raising this child as my own.
18 years, fam.
Bruh, wait, 18 years? That was a homeboy situation.
I'm just saying, like, that's what you have to do.
18 years? Woo!
Yeah, until you're legally not, like, responsible for a human.
What was that song that Kanye did? I know it was Gold Digger. I'm trying to remember what it is.
Gotta give for 18 years. 18 years, you find out she wasn't
his. How does a man react when you find that out?
You can't, like, I don't know what you can do, fam.
What do you actually do?
There's nothing you can do, bro. And you can't even, like,
it's gonna take, just flip a table.
It's gonna take, like, you probably have to flip a couple tables.
Flip a couple tables to get
punch
that.
A couple of punching bags. Something.
Yeah, bro. Because you know, like, I think the worst thing is just time. Like, man is actually,
bro, you've developed like a bond with a human, like an unbreakable bond.
Get me?
Do you get me?
And then also resources, like, you've put care.
Yeah,
you've actually sacrificed probably your own, like, success or whatever you've done.
Do you know what it's like? Yeah, this is a funny thing that I remember. You know when you was younger, like a child, and then, like, I don't know, there'll be a period where you and your mum's clashing, like, you just get into bare trouble, or just bare. And do you ever think, bro, is this woman really my mum, fam? Because she's being too mean to me. Bro.
I won't lie to you. I'll even double that. Like, I thought that, but not in arguments. I'll just look at her.
Yeah, just look.
I'll just look at her and be like, you don't even look like me like that. You know what I mean? Like, you just be looking at her. Because there's been times where, bro, like, obviously I know I look like my dad now and older enough. I got, like, that is, you always can question, like, is he really my dad or was just a dad? Yeah. But that is, like, spin image. I can't argue that.
Yeah.
But when I look at my mum, my mum's way more lighter than me. I don't look like her. Yeah. Like, the nose, I think we only have a similar ear shape. I'm like, she really my mum, though?
Cause she's be way too mean, bro.
I ain't going the mean route. I've just been observing. I've just been observing.
Nah, that was like me, fam. I was like, if I thought like my mom was being bare like mean or like bare strict, bro, I'm sure my real mum would let me do this, bro.
You know what, though? I'll be real with you, and I think this is one that can hit home in it. African and Caribbean communities can relate, bro. There's been times where I'm like, I know I can't be the only child. No, I'm the only child, like, in terms of, like, you can still know your siblings, but also be like, no, that can't be it. Like, I'm talking about, like, there must be some, like, undercover children. But I'm genuinely convinced. This is gonna sound wild, innit? But I'm genuinely convinced, yeah.
From who, though? From your dad or from your mum?
Bro.
Yeah, that's different.
That track history.
That's different.
No, it's different because I'm talking,
I think it depends on your.
I think it depends on the
and
their characteristics, innit? So, like, if you give me what you give me and you show me through your history, I would only be convinced, like, bro, this is the stuff I'm finding out now.
I said that
I'm convinced that there's I've got an older sibling out there that I ain't known
Bro,
about for
how
years.
can man say? How do you know? It's like his track history, bro.
Because you know what it is?
He ain't done.
No, I'm keeping it so real. There's been times where I've actually thought to myself, bro, like, I know I'm not his firstborn. I can't be.
Have you ever asked him or had like the urge, the confidence?
But we ain't having a conversation about kids that I'm older now.
What makes you think that though?
Because of his track history, bro.
No,
I'm
but
keep it
like,
real.
what age did he have you though?
He had me at like mid-30s.
Oh, okay.
You get me?
Fair enough.
Mid-30s.
What type of
I know my
What
mom's
type of
side.
mid-30s is that though?
I don't know.
Is that like English mid-30s or African mid-30s?
What does that mean?
I know that African mid-30s really like mid-40s.
Yeah, no, it's English mid-30s still.
English mid-30s.
But the funniest thing is that when I looked at him, I looked at these baby pictures, I was like, bro, you actually look decent. I thought you look like 29. I mean, you look like 29, 28, but that's you mid-30s. All right, cool. But and again, I'm going back to what you said because of the track history, bro. Like, I know the things I know now and with the siblings I have now, and I found out about them and how I found out about them. So it just always made me wonder. I'm like, bro, like, I'm pretty sure I'm my mom's first child, no doubt, and only, but I don't think I'm your first child.
Would you be surprised if you're not?
I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I'll be so real with you.
Did I hear you, man? Bro. I don't think I'm your first child.
I'll keep it so real, bro. Like, there's been moments where I'm like, I know, man.
Have you asked your mum?
Strong feeling.
This is something you think to yourself.
It's something I think to myself. But I won't be afraid to ask her either. But she'll probably just go back and say, listen, man, you have to ask him. You get me? Like, you have to ask him.
So he has to tell his own story.
You get me? And like, but I also know, yeah, in terms of like, it's not a taboo. Like, in our, and this is black history, there's been so many testimonies of people that are like, yeah, like I found out my brother when I was at my aunt's funeral or something. So I'm like, yeah, that's your older brother. I'm like, wait, what? Like, there's bare people who still find out about their older siblings and cousins the older they get.
Yeah.
And because the way how, I don't know what it is in our background, but it's like their way of revealing things is more like, yeah, that's.
Do you know it is? They'll brush it under the carpet until like there's no way to hide it. But then when you find out, they act like it's always been like that. Like,
yeah, that's always been
I had like that same experience when my grandpa passed, innit?
Yeah.
And obviously since growing up, my grandpa and my grandma have 6 children. So my mum has 3 sisters and 2 brothers. That's what I know. And I've seen all of them. You get me? I know all of them. I can say everyone's name. But then there's these 2 other aunties that, to my knowledge, they're just aunties. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't even know how they're aunties. From young, I just call them auntie, innit, when I see them. And
don't even really know the name like that, but we just calling you auntie.
Yeah, like I don't. Sometimes one of them was like, "Oh, you know, you've grown." I say, "Yeah, that's what I can say." Cause I don't really know you like that.
Like that.
Now, obviously, at my grandpa's funeral, they're like, "Oh, we're calling all the children of Mr. Jonathan Abraham." So they called the sons first. So we called the sons, then we're calling the daughters. Then I'm seeing my mum, my aunt, like her sister, her other sister. Then I'm seeing I see you. Yeah. And now I went to my older sister. I said, what they doing up there, bro? I said, just meant to be said. Word. This like, do you know? I said, no, what? Like, it's like everyone knew but me.
And it's like, you got to brush off like, yeah,
do you know?
They've been family.
I said, grandpa was about. I said, no way. I said, no. So this is how I found out on his funeral.
And it's crazy because we be at an old enough age where it's like, I've grown so far to the point where it's like, how do I maneuver knowing that no, you're actually blood now? You get me?
Okay. Does that encourage it? Like, let's go deep. Does that encourage it now?
Encourage like for me to
not for us, but for them. So for example, uncle was granddad was about whatever, blah blah. Does that then give the pass of, okay, cool, like at the end of the day, everyone's gonna be loved, everyone's gonna be cared for, everyone's gonna be looked after regardless. Whether it's, you get me, homegirl that was born from here, homegirl that was born from this mum, it doesn't matter. We're all siblings and we all love each other.
It depends.
Does it encourage it?
It depends.
Does it encourage it?
Because when my grandma was alive, I don't think they were around like that. Like these aunties. They were with somewhere else. And my grandma, when she passed in 2004, so I was still quite young. And even that, I don't remember seeing them till like maybe 2010. And I thought they were just regular aunties. Yeah. getting them confused with like other aunties. Because for you, you're not my mum's sisters. You're just aunties.
And nobody sat you down and said, "Oh no, I need you to know that."
It's true. Say it was never my business. Because I don't think no one like my grandpa ain't gonna sit. Bro, my grandpa,
not your granddad, but I would say like your mum or someone.
I don't think is like one of the ones
in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, by the way,
but
that's my sister. By the way,
would you do that? Not saying like that's gonna happen to you, but
I think I would. Like, for example, I got a little homie in the whip. You get me, pull up on you, man. You lot show love, whatever, blah blah, woo. Go out now. Pull up on my real brother now. Pull up, blah blah. He shows him love, whatever, blah blah. I'm like, and then in the car, I'll be like, listen, that's blood. Like the niggas you saw before, they ain't blood, but they're the homies. But that's blood, right? I'm just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe you would do that.
But you're gonna know from young. Like you probably let me know from young.
Yeah, you would do, because I just feel like there's an age gap kind of thing where it's like once you've now let me know, like unless maybe for the foreseeable future we're able to create a bond.
No, like I've seen one of them I hardly see.
Yeah.
But the other one, like when she travels and stuff, sometimes she can't. I think the time when she stayed over our house. So since then, it's still weird. Like I still don't see her as like my mum's sister.
You get me?
But I know she's my mum. Well, it's a half sister.
Yeah.
Same dad, different mums.
Bro, I've got the same thing.
But there you go.
I got half aunties. Well, I don't even know.
But like my aunties isn't like my mum's sisters. I'm like way more comfortable with them. Like
because you've been knowing.
Yeah, like there's like nearly a level of like if my mum wasn't about touch wood, I can like trust them to be there for me. But for you, you're just auntie still.
Now,
and it's mad because they blood, but they don't feel like blood.
They're half blood.
But there's a reason though, because there's a reason why we weren't told this, because we all got the same. I got a similar setup where it's just like, is that? I don't know if that's is it. Then I later find out it is. Okay, cool. But why is she so far? Why is it that? Why is she like never pulled up? Why is she just not come to the house because it's Sunday and that's just norms? I only ever grew up with about two of my. I think I got three aunts, but two pull up. Like I know that they're my blood. Like I know that. But one I was always like, where's she? She's never around. Like when we do family things, she's never here. But apparently that's blood, or is it? I don't know.
Yeah, you just know that's a relative.
Yeah, but that's some sort of relative of someone to who I don't know, but it is what it is. But then find out, no, that's mum's sister. I'm like, oh shit. There's a reason though. Because there's that grey area of, because that could be a love child, or it could be a scenario that if I ask too many questions, it might be a touchy subject. So they want to stay away from that as much as possible. Just respect that person, and that's it. Even though that person could be like this to man's mum or whatever, but because there's so many questions around that, and if I end up asking them questions at the wrong time, I might get a lick in my face.
Yeah, and do you know what? It depends on as well?
And it's not even to you.
It depends on the situation and how it came about. It feels like it happened with like from outside of marriage. Like, yo, grandpa and grandma never broke up, like they be together.
And I think again, coming from that generation,
and they don't touch it.
You feel me? You feel me? And I feel like that's why a lot of these subjects we find out later on in years come, because again, this is a different generation. This is a generation where it's like really and truly separation was a myth, really. Unless you was a done out here, like you probably serving time or whatnot. That was the only time really like most of these folks will really get separated. Like more time, love child, cool, but that's not breaking the home. More time, their values were: is he God fearing? Does he do good for the home?
Is he providing for
is
the
he
house?
providing for the house? Like that was the standard. So it wasn't really separating families. It'll be a thing where we ain't talking about that though, but we ain't separating from it. So I think coming from that generation now, years to go down the line, like, bro, it's got me thinking already. It's hitting me now. Some of the aunties were now my mom's bringing up on, it's like, yeah, like that's from my dad's side. I'm like, all right, cool. All she tells me.
What do you mean by that?
All she tells me is that it's from my dad's side. Now I don't know.
You're thinking like,
I've only known 5 of my aunts.
Yeah,
I didn't know about homegirl.
Auntie
no,
Julia.
I feel bad.
Auntie Julia.
I don't even know aunt's name like that.
Auntie Julia, fam. It's called Auntie Julia, fam.
Yeah, say Auntie Julia, innit? Let's just put in context here. I don't really know Auntie Julia like that. But I know that her, my mum is tight. Now, I don't know where you came from. Because more time when my mom's speaking on the phone to her sisters and that, say hello to auntie. More time I still have to be like, yeah, what auntie am I saying hello to? Because there's a lot. Like, tell me the name. Don't just say hello to auntie, innit? So when it comes to certain aunties now, I'm like, cool, I know. this is a new name. Not really sure. I'm saying hello to you, but I don't really know who you is. So yeah, that's my sister from my dad's side. Okay, I'm only hearing about her now. Now, I did lose my granddad not too long ago, so maybe down the line that brought them together and so on. So, but I don't know the origin of who you are from my granddad's side. Were you the love child, but no one ever spoke about you? All of these things, these are like family dynamics.
It depends on family dynamics. I wouldn't be mad if like an explanation is not given. You're just, because for me, I was like, I don't see it as child's business in that sense. But I do think when you get to a certain age,
it'd be nice to break it down still.
You don't even need to break it down. You just need to know what it is. Like, oh, this is... Because you get to a certain level, like age right now, where we can put it together. Like, you don't need to tell me the details, but I hear it.
I don't want to, though, because I still don't know the whole in and out. If it gets to a thing where if you are family, and I need to be as like, kind of like close with you as I can be as the years go down the line, I just need to know some sort of origin about who you are. Otherwise, I might as well just call your mum auntie. Just say, yeah, that's auntie. I forgot your mum's name. But I might just say that's... Huh?
Kristen.
Auntie Christine, yeah. I might as well, because it just doesn't feel...
Why? But you wouldn't, because you know, like, there's context.
I'm making it up as I go. I don't have the context though. So my thing is that the older, yes.
But I'm saying like once you find out that this is mum or dad's half brother or sister.
I hear that, but I don't want to put two and two together, because again, that's just in my head.
No, but I'm saying like once it's confirmed to you, that's what I'm saying.
If it's confirmed, then that's all I'm fine with.
That's all, You don't, I'm saying you don't need to know, oh, so who did grandpa do
Man
this?
ain't gonna know. Man ain't gonna know. That's too much.
You're not owed an explanation.
But if you can give me context that, there was a time where granddad had so and so.
Nah, you don't even need to tell me that, bro.
Well, because my thing is like, stepchild, cool. I know stepchild, yes. Granddad's side, that's cool. But that's like the premise. I just don't know if it's like, because if I was to really be in a conversation with my mum or dad, I'd be like, how come growing up I never saw her? You get me? That could just be curiosity.
You don't need to know that.
No, but that's just curiosity, though, isn't it?
Yeah, you naturally would ask. Because I asked the same thing about my mum. I asked the same thing, like, how come she ain't been about? And it'll be like, oh, she got married early and things of that nature. Those are the kind of excuses I get.
And it depends.
But then I think maybe I understand the dynamics a little bit.
I think
because, like, for example, you have to also remember that they're only half part of your family. So they've got a whole other half that they maybe have chose to spend that most of their time with. Do you get it? So you like, you're not the main character, or your family's not the main character in their life. You're like, she just comes to visit you guys sometimes.
But then don't you ever wonder why now? You get me? Like,
it
why
could be,
now?
it could be so many different reasons, man. But I'm saying, like, it could be like a trigger event, like a funeral or passing in the family that's brought people together. It could be so many different things.
Yeah, it's kind of tough that way, man. Yeah, it's mad still. Because, like, even to the point of, like, with my boy, so many different family members just start pulling up. So I've never seen you before in my life. But, like, even though, listen, I'm a friend at the end of the day, so it don't necessarily matter from that perspective, because obviously your family might see you every single day. It's just my first time I'm seeing you. But it's like, who are you? Oh, I'm a cousin. It's like, cousin? You ain't never told me nothing about it. No, like, never you, like, cousin, yeah, I know homeboy, I know homegirl, but I've never heard about you before. But it's that thing of, listen, it's just that's just the business of their dynamic, family, of their family, you get me? Like, that's just their setup. Yeah, it's mad, but it's just what it is.
It's true.
I mean.
I just always find it interesting, because a lot of us, especially from coming now from like some of us first generation, some of us second generation, that background, bro, it's just so funny, man. Like, it's not alien to us. Like, a lot of us actually have like relatives where we just only recently just found out about. So that's what brought back to me anyway about the whole, bro, looking at my dad's track history, and I was just like, bro, I am solely convinced I have an older brother, older sister that's out there. And until the day we have this conversation, I am so convinced. I've actually gone out my way at times when I'm family functions.
So
I'm
go
like,
on Facebook, fam.
No, I ain't got Facebook. But I've gone out my way when been at family functions. I've actually looked to like, which one of y'all kind of looks like me. Man's just looking, just in case. I've actually done that, bro. I've been in family situations, so I've actually looked around. Funeral.
That's out here looking for his twins film.
I'm just looking out for someone who looks kind of similar towards me. I'm like, I know there's been some fuckery about.
Imagine a girl Kofi film.
No, I don't want to.
What?
Fucking weird, bro.
So,
Why would I do that, bro?
Like a girl, you get me? Like a sister version.
because you know what's funny? And it's just one of those ones where man's said, I don't want to go there.
No, I ain't trying to go there still.
But yeah, no, I just know that man's had secrets. I've found out about secrets that I know so far. So I've just always wondered, I'm like, yeah, man, I won't be
But
surprised.
it's mad. Do you know what it is?
Man, I ain't gonna hate him for it. I'm just gonna be like, yeah,
like it's one of them ones because it's so funny because you realize like times don't
Watch your feet now.
times are the same. Like when I was growing up, I'm thinking like, yo, everyone's good. Like everyone's good. They go by the rules, bro. Like when the traffic lights is red, red stop.
Yeah, it's true.
You get
Still,
these
yeah.
Skipped
marriages.
last week, you know.
Huh?
You skipped one last week like it was nothing.
What do you mean?
You,
On the way
bro.
home.
Yeah, last week.
Oh.
This guy skipped it like it was nothing. I
What, a
actually
regular one or
regular degular. I said,
Bro.
wait, what's going on here?
It's the one like after like at the end of the park.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't believe it, bro.
Or turn left.
No, it was red and I went.
Bro,
No, but you got to turn left though.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe
So
it.
I stopped at the red. In my head, it just, you know, you beat it for time and then something tells you like it's changed.
Yeah.
Because I go by instinct, did it? So I just started driving. Kobe's like, where you going? I said, it's still red. I said, oh man. I was looking back like, oh word.
But
Oh,
the way
you-
how
you cut.
No,
cut,
but bro,
bro.
the way how he did it, he was like, win some, you lose some, innit? Like, that's how he drove. I said, no,
I don't
bro.
think there's cameras there though.
No, there's no cameras there
That
still.
was literally his response afterwards. Like, there ain't no cameras there. Ain't nothing.
But anyways, it's like when I was younger, I used to think like, yeah, bro, everyone's good. Like life is good and evil. And everyone you get me close to me is on the good side. Like no one cheats, no one swears, no one listens to music with swear words, no one watches films with sex scenes, all of that. And that was my perception growing up. But that's just the environment my mum's like created, like to make me a good child. You get me?
Yeah.
But then
And they do
you
their
start
part,
growing
bro.
up and you actually, when you find out like
Deep the dark.
your generation, you started finding out darkness from your generation, like, yo, bro, like, you're 7, bro, them kids in the corner, they're kissing. I was like, oh, word.
Yeah.
You're 8, this guy is beating that girl. I said, Jesus. I said, nah.
Okay, yeah. I
There
get
was,
what you mean.
and then you grow up and you all of these just start, not regular, but you start to, yeah, I know that happens. You might even dibble and dabble in the dark arts yourself.
You want that with a little bit of fuckery.
You get
Man
me?
said it like he was in the Harry Potter, bro. Like, yeah, you might just go visit Professor Snape every once in a
Listen,
while.
every
like,
once in a while for some extra lessons,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? Like, what they really not teaching us?
Listen.
I want to find that.
Yes, sir. I want to know what's at the back of the book, sir.
Yeah.
Do you ever realize sometimes when you was doing the badness that you was coming, that you was outside doing badness and you've come home and act like as if like you have no clue what like your mum will probably interpret an idea of what you got up to that day, especially during school days and college days. But I'm
My
like,
mum
"Ma,
never, she didn't have a clue.
no, she didn't have a clue.
and it's
She didn't have a
Trust
Scooby-Doo.
me, bro. But there's been times where I'm like, it goes back to the sex conversation. You know, like when it's like we was never told it, we was never taught it.
Boy, figure it out.
We figured it out. So it comes down to a point where it's like we've never had the sex talk, but my mom will be like, just make sure you don't get no one
Yeah,
pregnant.
you're probably smoking up the thing anyway.
Anyway, but I was like, and it's like, you know what, mum? If you knew the weekend I got up to, woo,
So if you do the rounds,
because you know what's funny, bro? Let's keep it real, man. Everyone's always got to just be safe out here conversation, and I'm like, bro, I'll be keeping it real with you. I ain't been safe out here at all. And as far as you know,
I've been living on the edge.
whoa now.
because imagine if I was to lie to her, I'd be like, oh no, I'm a virgin. That the one time I thought about this was when I was like, I remember we was watching a news report, and the news report talking about male members of the public that are male. The amount of like male viewers are watching porn in it. She's like, watching porn. What is this? Why are people watching porn in it? And I have to act like as if I've never dibbled and dabbled in the dark arts before. And I'm just there like, because if you used to ask me now, if my mom was to ask me right now, like, oh, do you watch porn? I'm meant to be like, no. A lie. That's a lie. Like,
But
she
you ain't
would
telling
know.
the truth. If she asks you like, have you done it before?
That's a good question, bro.
Would you?
I'll admit, bro, I can't lie to her.
No, but
mum.
what would you say?
I mean, I dibbled and dabbled. I've seen a few stuff.
Bro, listen, I'm gonna keep it so
I think
real.
that's brazy, by the way.
I think it
Serious.
is crazy, but it's
I'm
also
not
like
expecting her to. But
they're not dumb.
It's like no, but do you know what it is? It's like, for example, like my older sister. Yeah, she don't live in this country.
Yeah.
But I couldn't lie that I ain't got a tattoo to her.
Yeah.
Like I just can't.
No, but I think a tattoo's different. I think the porn thing.
No, but I'm just saying that. That's just me.
Yeah, but I think
I hear that.
I'm not saying that I think
Even
it's
my
crazy.
older sister knows I smoke.
I don't think
you
you-
get me. I can't lie to her.
No, but I'm not. What I'm saying is with the porn
that's-
thing. I'm
I
not
hear
saying that you shouldn't. That you should lie to him. I'm not saying. I don't think that's brave. Of course, then
Just
you know the
what?
truth.
But what I'm.
But I think that's a brazy scenario. Your mum
No,
comes to me
facts, of
right
course.
now and says, "Son, have you ever watched porn before?" And I'm sitting there. I'm like, brother, mind your business. Number one, don't ask me like, why you get me?
He's getting
Mind
upset.
your business.
He's getting upset.
No, 100.
He's like, nah, you know what? You pissed me off.
No,
you know,
because like,
said, I
no,
bet
but
you
that-
know he did that.
For
No,
me,
no, no.
yeah, that's like going into someone's
Hey, nah,
personal
I'm
business.
going.
you get me?
Yeah.
That's like, no, 100. Because if I come to my mum and ask her a personal question, what's your mum gonna tell you?
But that's your mum.
No, but that's just my dynamic with my mum. If I come and
Yeah.
ask my mum a personal question, yeah,
He's balancing.
and get all up in her business, yeah,
flipped it.
she'll come to me and be
I
like,
know,
mind
he's
your
flipped it.
business.
Nah,
So I'm telling her the same thing.
Nah, he's
In
flipped
my,
it.
that's just my setup.
He's flipped it. He's flipped it because you're seeing it like
You're
alright,
equal.
Cool. And
You're not equal,
And you know what is, if that's the setup in your yard, that
I'm
is
saying,
calm.
but
I'll tell you
hey,
this
mum,
now.
don't
it
come
is
in
a-
there and start asking foolishness.
I'll tell you this now. If that is your setup, it's a very rare setup, and trust me, my bro. If I had the same thing, I'd be getting away with a lot of fucking. Bro, if I ever told my mum,
Mind your business.
me and my girl going upstairs, closing the door, and then you're asking me, I just want to make sure you guys good up there. Nah,
Bro,
don't
you
do
think
that.
my mum will go to
What?
sleep, bro? If I'm in the room with a female,
What?
in my room, she ain't going to
Right, well,
sleep.
right now.
She ain't
She's
gonna
not going to sleep, bro.
9:30.
She won't go to sleep.
9:30 latest. Yeah, you don't need to let her know that.
No, my mum will chill till like 11 or 12.
Oh, that's a stretch for my mum.
And then she'll call me to her room.
What?
Yeah, she'll call her.
She'll be like-
she'll call him to be like, "Don't you think it's getting late?"
Yeah, it's getting late.
She
No,
ain't staying over.
no.
She ain't staying over.
Fairs, no, fairs. Because early doors, which I used to pull up, so I used to get that still.
Yeah.
Ring. I'm thinking, what are you calling me for?
Yeah, but you're asking questions though. You're
What
asking
the
questions.
hell? I'm like, hello. She's like, it's getting late. I said, I hear you.
Alright.
Like, yeah, well, she's got
Good night.
She's got no. It wasn't that at that point. It wasn't that.
Alright.
I locked the doors. What?
Don't wait up. Fuck you calling me for?
Like,
Nah.
yeah, no, like duh. It's like 11:30. What do you think? She's
It's
like,
getting late. I know. I'm trying to you get me.
That's why I'm here. The fuck? What you doing?
that's what I'm trying to get some. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
get
the
me?
best time, man.
No, but no, you're right. I would get those calls as well. Be like, calling her. But
Yeah,
alright.
because you guys been for so
And then
long.
I had to let her know, like, yeah, you gotta go. My mum's chatting. You get me, boom, boom, boom. But then
Yeah,
once
but you're saying your mum. I ain't even saying your mum. I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll have to make it seem like it's on me. I can't
no,
even say
100,
my
I'll do
mum.
that. Yeah, no, I'll do
I
that.
can't.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because if you're saying, you know, mum.
No, I'm not putting on
Yeah,
mums.
yeah,
No,
like,
no.
like,
Cause I ain't gonna
mums
try
and
to sound like no pussy.
You get me? Like, I ain't trying to sound like no
The
dickhead.
man have said there's football in the morning, so I got this
Yeah, I ain't trying
random
to
one. I know, I know, but I just gotta do it.
Honestly, God,
It's random, but listen, man, I'm start stretching now. Yeah.
yeah, like, I ain't trying to sound like no dickhead, but I'm like, you know what? I gotta find an excuse. Oh yeah, I gotta be up early. Gotta write the report. I ain't even gonna be up that early. I just need you out before
Yeah.
he gets into a madness.
Before, yeah, madness. My mum
get
comes
me?
downstairs, starts slamming on the door, and that.
You know what's dead,
No,
eh?
I get it. Still, I get it.
Let their presence be known and that.
Yeah,
Just be
tell me, yeah,
slamming
start making
cupboards.
coffee and tea and shit
Yeah,
at 1
and it's
a.m.
time.
Start doing laundry and that.
These
What are
sons,
you doing? Oh, this
and you
woman's
know
pissed
they
me off.
tired too. You
Yeah,
know
they're tired, so they're pissed off.
Facts. Like as soon as they leave, yeah. Oh yeah, no, it was nice meeting you, so and so. Next time, don't let her stay that late.
I know, big
word.
facts. When that door shuts,
You be like, word.
yo, she's not
But
staying.
do you know what
there.
it is though? It's mums
And
who
protection,
have
innit?
this and protection over women as well. Because for example, my mum don't like it if like a female's driving home late, even. Just like by herself. She'd rather like you get me.
Yeah, my mom be saying the same thing.
If I was like with
It's a bit
like,
late for
I
them.
assume if like my dad was there or whatever, he might be a little bit cool because he's like, he might not be thinking,
about that.
or you just think, he's a lad, you know
I
what I
say,
mean?
don't be fucking on no couch though.
He's a lad, you get me? Keep that shit,
They'll be fucking on
keep
that
that
couch.
shit clean.
Yeah, keep that shit all down.
Oh,
get
that. It's probably the last thing he says.
So,
before he goes
but
to bed.
I
He's
think,
like, just, hey, make sure you just keep
I
that
think
shit
that's why we
all
can
down.
all relate because we've all grown up and been raised by women who sort of have similar sort of thought trains. You get me?
Yeah.
I wonder what it would be like as a dad, fam.
Well, you know what's crazy? Yeah, that's a different next thing. I've been more comfortable back in the day having girls in my yard when my dad's there, but it's not like it's a peak thing. You know what I mean? I ain't really doing anything that mad like that, but I've been more comfy. But if mum and dad, there's just an element of knowing mum is in the yard. You get
Yeah, I
me?
think it's the mum thing.
The mum thing, the mum element just puts the fear in you, bro. Like you just be like, oh, because you know, if it depends. If you got that open relationship where you tell your mum, "But I got my first girl," or like, "Yeah, I lost my virginity." Like if you got that kind of mum,
Yeah, no, big up you if you got that stuff.
if you do,
Hey, so imagine scenario, you got your own crib, yeah, and then your mum comes over, and your girl's over at the time. Now, your mum's not trying to leave until your girl leaves.
yeah, it's peak.
I'm kicking my mum out. I won't lie.
What?
I say, you listen, I called your Uber. Cut.
Let me just hear that again.
It's my house, fam.
Oh, it's your house?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, facts. I'll even go one extra further. I won't tell her what I'm doing, but I'm like, Ma, it's getting late.
You give her that much,
It's
she
getting
gave
late.
you.
I'll actually look at her, I'm like, Ma, it's getting late. If it's my yard, I'm not telling you what I'm going to do, Mum, out of respect, because we never had that. But I'm going to tell you this now. If I tell you